How's it going, YouTube? Dallas Boy here with another best of 3 series on Pokemon Showdown. This time against my good buddy BaSr, who has kind of sort of mentored me a little bit in Sun and Moon. He pretty much asked me if we could have the best of 3 series to kind of help out my channel a little bit. I agreed, and we pretty much got these games through. Game 1, I'm using this team that I built a little bit around Shift Gear Magearna. But looking at his team, I don't really see it doing too much work. So it's probably the most expendable member of the team at this point. Well, for the game. And I'm thinking my win con will probably end up being Greninja. Definitely need to remove the potential Scarf Garchomp. I'm thinking Scarf looking at his team. And then the Tapu Fini. And my best methods of removing those, definitely Tapu Koko, as long as I nab that Garchomp on the switch. So yeah, keep Greninja alive, I should be fine. So, hope you guys enjoyed this series, and let's get on with game 1. So, starting off, he's going to be leading off with his Scizor. I'm going to be leading off with my Greninja because I felt like it would match up best against his team. I'm going to go into my Landorus here to sponge a U-turn and get some Rocky Helmet damage off on this thing. And judging by that damage, I'm thinking that this might be a bulky variant of Scizor, but we'll see in the future. Now he's going to be sending out Greninja and doubling out into his Landorus-Therian. I double out into Magearna to kind of scout what the Greninja would want to go for. But seeing as he sent in Landorus, I need to get right back out. I need to get right out of there and go into my own Landorus to sponge whatever hit this Landorus wants to go for. But Landorus just wants to set up rocks, and I'm just going to flat hidden power in case that Landorus wants to do anything cheeky. But he switches out Greninja, comes back in again, and judging by the way that he swapped out his Greninja there, I can kind of tell he's probably not packing the Ice Beam, and again, that Greninja's a threat. I do not know what coverage it's packing, or what it could be, but judging by the way he switched out, it's looking like a Protean Spike set with Gunk Shot and Low Kick. Don't know the 4th coverage move at all. And pretty much I'm kind of thinking Dark Pulse by the way he swapped it out, but I do get off that U-turn, going out there, gonna be going out into my Greninja to threaten this thing out. He sends in the Mega Scizor, and I'm just gonna flat U-turn again, just to keep the momentum, and I'm going to be going into Tapu Koko. And this play, I definitely could have predicted the Garchomp switch in and went straight for the Hidden Power Ice, but I just play it way too safe and click Thunderbolt. But obvious Scarf Garchomp is obvious looking at his team build, and he's just going to fire off an Earthquake, and I'm just going to set up my rocks because, hey, free rocks, and that Volcarona definitely looking like a pretty big threat. And he's going to go for the Swords Dance with his Landorus. And I'm just going to flat HP Ice there. And here I'm actually going to be going out into my Magearna, because I still need Garchomp. I didn't really need Magearna. So, that's pretty much why I switched in Magearna. And he brings in Greninja again, and if you remember what I said about Greninja earlier, about it being a Spike second set with Gunk Shot, Low Kick, and a coverage move that isn't Ice Beam, and I'm thinking Dark Pulse. If you look at those coverage moves, this Greninja cannot touch me. And it's kind of looking like that I might have a pretty good chance set up with Magearna here. Landorus is very low due to the Hidden Power Ice damage I got on it earlier. And if I set up a Shift Gear, Magearna can just go right to town. So, Yeah, if your name is Mr. Murkrow, you're probably gonna have to look away from the rest of this game. Maybe. I don't know. Because I'm just gonna be setting up that shift gear as Landorus comes in. And Magearna is gonna have a little bit of fun. Flash Cannon on the Landorus. Goodbye. Get that Soul Heart boost. And I'm just gonna click Corkscrew Smash here. Or, no, wait, Corkscrew Crash. And just obliterate this Garchomp. Goodbye. And another Soul Heart boost. He goes into Scizor now. And knowing that this is a pretty relatively bulky Scizor from the U-turn damage that it dropped on my Landorus earlier, I know this thing is not packing the superpower really. Probably SD Roost Dual Stab. Can't touch me. Bye. Tapu Fini comes out. Yeah, this thing's gonna drop to a Thunderbolt too. See you later. Bye bye. Take a Dirt Nap. Next up, Greninja, which I used to set up fodder earlier. And complete Dirt Nap. And Volcarona, last Mon. Yeah, Thunderbolt. Goodbye. So that is a Magearna sweep there. It actually kind of helped that he didn't know what set I was. Kind of judging by my team, he could have thought that I was a Self-Fest Magearna. And with Greninja in there, yeah, that definitely would have helped out a lot. So, Magearna just destroyed game 1. And next up we have game 2. So for this game, I pretty much knew this team as I faced it before. I know that this is a Trick Room team. So I'm gonna have to be pretty careful with that. Landorus is my win con here, and I don't want that thing getting too weakened rather, or just, well, I just need it around. And I also need to break that Buzzwole. So that means Charizard Y is going to be pretty essential for this match in some sense. And yeah, just need to keep those two around. Well, Zard Y for Buzzwole, maybe Magearna, that's it. Landorus T for the majority of the team. And that's pretty much it. So, knowing that he's probably going to lead off with Nihilego, I'm going to be leading off with Tapu Fini, because I can pretty much taunt this thing and prevent him from setting up Trick Room. And I do get off that taunt, he just ends up trying to set up Stealth Rocks. And here I miss a Nature's Madness, which is pretty important. Because I didn't break his Sash on his Nihilego, which means he gets a free turn. And or free turn to do whatever after I try to whittle this thing down. Unfortunately, this will have to change the way I play a little bit. Because this game I did not want Trick Room being set up at all. So, yeah, a little bit unfortunate that I missed my Nature's Madness there. I didn't really have a good switch into Nihilego anyway. So I thought Tapu Fini would be the best bet. I just really wanted to keep rocks off the field, keep Trick Room off the field, and that's why I pretty much clicked Nature's Madness, but unfortunately, 90% accuracy moves are a thing. Nature's Madness is one of them. I miss, and I pretty much have to change up a little bit of how I play this game. So I'm going to be switching out into Dugtrio because I can outspeed this thing, bring it down with Sash, and just try to go from there. And I'm just going to go for the Earthquake here. I bring him down with Sash, and he's going to be getting up the Trick Room. And here he actually gets up his Stealth Rocks. I actually kind of sort of anticipated that because Zard Y is still pretty important to my team, and he definitely would want that neutered as much as possible. So, pretty much knowing that he did this, I'm actually going to be sending up my own rocks. So that Victini of his gets a little bit crippled. And just going to be stacking off Dugtrio here, and I'll be going into Tangrowth and abusing his own Trick Room, going for the Earthquake, and taking the Nihilego right out. But now comes Victini. I do have one turn of Trick Room left on me, and I definitely want a safe switch into Landorus here. So, pretty much my play is sack off my Tapu Fini, because it doesn't look like it's going to be doing much this game. And it's the thing with the lowest amount of health on the team. So I'm just going to be using Tapu Fini as death fodder. So now I get that free switch into Landorus. I click U-turn here, kind of anticipating a switch out. And then I get the prediction wrong, but yeah, hindsight's 20/20, I guess. But I pretty much know here that he's going to be setting up the Trick Room once again. So my best play here is to go into Tangrowth and pretty much abuse that as he goes for the Trick Room. And since I'm faster under Trick Room here, well, slower but faster under Trick Room, I get to take out the Victini, and now comes Buzzwole. So I'm just gonna knock this thing's Life Orb off, which will kind of hurt me a little bit as this thing doesn't take much damage here. But I love this hit with 47% of my health. Still kind of iffy on rolls at this point. Don't know whether that's a low roll or high roll. So the damage on me would have been a little bit higher if he had the Life Orb on him. So kind of fortunate that I knocked off there. And it actually turns out to be somewhat important, I guess, as this will actually provide me with a little bit more time to stall a Trick Room. Here I go for the Giga Drain, just in case if it really is a roll. For whatchamacallit, Ice Punch, I'm at 57% now, and I can pretty much take another Ice Punch if he decides to go for that. He does, and it does about 39%, a little bit of a lower roll this time. And I'm just going to fire off an HP Ice as Tangrowth has done its job. And Buzzwole's just going to get off another Ice Punch. And now I get a free switch into my Mega Charizard Y. I unfortunately do miss the Fire Blast here, which really stinks, but that pretty much gets neutralized by him missing Hammer Arm. If he had connected with that Hammer Arm, I think I would be in a much worse position. I think he probably would have won there. So I'm pretty fortunate that he missed the Hammer Arm, and as you see there, I do hit on the next Fire Blast, and Buzzwole goes down. Now comes Mimikyu. I'm just gonna flat out go for a Fire Blast. Pretty much try to burn this thing, and he just sets up the Trick Room once again. Goes for the Shadow Claw. I'm just expecting to die here, and so just stall it like for a little bit, and just go for Ruse. He goes for the Swords Dance here, expecting my next Roost there, but I'm just gonna flat attack, knowing that I could have lived the hit. But yeah, the reason why I didn't go for Fire Blast there was a little bit of a back in the mind thing, that I missed the Fire Blast earlier, so I'm kind of thinking Solar Beam's a little bit safe, but I guess I kind of underestimated Mimikyu's special bulk. But I guess that is what it is. But I still get a nice chunklet off on that Mimikyu. It's now at 17% after Life Orb, but Trick Room still has a couple of turns left of it, or just one more turn on it, so I'm just going to go into Tapu Koko just to completely sack it off. And now I'm down to my last Pokemon, which is my Landorus-Therian. I kind of debated going for the Swords Dance here, but seeing the amount of health it had left, Swords Dance was way too risky. So I'm just going to flat EQ this thing, and then Just gonna try to have Landorus clean up from here, as his last 2 Mons are either too slow or too Landorus weak, or too Earthquake weak, rather. And there I got scared as he revealed the Shuka Berry, but he ends up going for Energy Ball. Fortunately, Landorus does live the hit, and I am able to clean this thing out with a Continental Crush, which probably I should have gone in the first place. But I didn't know he was Shuka, and hindsight's 20/20. So I end up winning the series here, but I pretty much thought, hey, why not have a 3rd game? Because why not? And here is game 3. This team I pretty much got from Blaze Latias. And look at Volcarona. Look at his team. Volcarona just puts in the finest of work. I just need to get rid of the Garchomp over there, possibly the Zygarde. And Volcarona just plows through this team. Mega Metagross also has a very good matchup with its bulk, ability to handle Tapu Lele, Ice Punch Zygarde, and Garchomp potentially on the switch. So, yeah. I'm also thinking that Garchomp is pretty much his win con this game. Possibly Zygarde, depending on its set, but I guess we'd see. And now here's game 3. Starting off, I am going to be leading off with Mega Metagross, as he leads with Tapu Lele, as I think that thing might have the best lead matchup in the team. I Mega Evolve and go for Ice Punch here, pretty much expecting a Zygarde or a Garchomp switch in, but he sends out Ferrothorn, and I'm just going to follow up with a Hammer Arm, as he is going to be setting up his Stealth Rocks, I believe. And here I probably could have gone for Hammer Arm again, but I thought he would have just kept Ferrothorn around, so I just went for an Ice Punch thinking that Zygarde or Garchomp would have came in. So, gonna go out into Feeny here to pretty much defog all those hazards away so Volcarona can have a bit of an easier time. And he ends up leech seeding the Tapu Fini as well. And this Volcarona is just, or no, his Ferrothorn is just slowly coming back. I'm going to be going out into my Volcarona now, as he is just going to set up his Stealth Rock, as Tapu Fini can't really do too much to a Ferrothorn. And now, we pretty much play a game of what wants to get bopped. He chooses Celesteela here, as it's pretty much the most useless member of his team. Pretty much Volcarona fodder at this point. And now out comes Garchomp. I'm going to be going out into my Landorus here, because again, this is looking like a pretty obvious scarfed Garchomp here. And seeing that he's locked, I'm just going to set up a Swords Dance and pretty much strike down whatever wants to come in. He chooses Ferrothorn as the bait, and that thing just gets cleaned out. And now comes Pheromosa. He ends up going into Tapu Lele, as I end up going into Tapu Fini at this point. I guess he might have gone out in the Lele, pretty much anticipating Mega Meta. I don't know if he was anticipating Mega Metagross or Volcarona or what, but my Tapu Fini's in, and that's pretty much what counts. And I can pretty much defog from here since Ferrothorn is gone, and Volcarona kind of needs it. Tapu Fini is kind of useless at this point. Or maybe he sent in, or maybe I guess I sent out Tapu Fini to pretty much sponge a hit from Pheromosa and whatnot, but he just ended up going in Tapu Lele to get some offensive pressure on me. But Fini's useless at this point, and I just need to defog away these rocks, and Fini's done its job. So that's pretty much why I sent it in. He does deal 51% to me with the Tapu Lele with the Psy Shock. So I'm thinking that this thing I'm still kind of thinking that this thing could be choice in some manner. Maybe Specs, maybe Scarf, I still don't know. But here I'm just going to be switching out into my Mega Metagross, pretty much knowing that he's locked into Psyshock. And then I'm just going to flat Meteor Mash something. I probably could have gone for Ice Punch, but hindsight's 2020. I kind of thought that Tapu Lele was still kind of, sort of. And I don't think it matched up too well with the remainder of my team. So that's why I just clicked Meteor Mash, just kind of thinking sack, but yeah. He then sends out Tapu Lele once again, and I sent out Feeny as Death Fodder, and I actually got rid of that terrain, and I pretty much go to Coco here to kind of sack this thing off, and pretty much bop something with an HP Ice. Zygarde to switch, and it's looking like 2 HP Ices not really going to do the trick, and he's just going to hit me up with 1,000 arrows. But now I once again get a nice free switch into my Metagross. So pick your sack, and he chooses Zygarde to sack off. Now he goes into Lele, and I'm just going to switch out, kind of thinking Scarf again, as he sets up the terrain, or as I sack off Tapu Fini. And now I'm just gonna go right back out in the Metagross. Goes into Garchomp here. I'm just gonna flat Meteor Mash this thing. Nothing wants to switch into Meteor Mash. So he sacks Garchomp, and I end up getting the attack boost from Meteor Mash, and then it turns out that the Tapu Lele wasn't Scarf, since I outsped it with Meteor Mash and just took it out. His last one's Pheromosa, and at this point, Mega Metagross has done its job. I'm just gonna sack it off and pretty much get a free switch into whatever. I can go Volcarona, take this thing out with the Inferno Overdrive as I tank the all-out pummeling, because resists and whatnot. And that's the 3-0 victory in my favor. The other move I could have done, go out into my Scarf Garchomp, click Outrage on this thing, and pretty much win the game there. But I pretty much felt like Volcarona was pretty much the star of this show, so I pretty much gave it the final kill. But win 3-0 this game, win 3-0 for the series, and it's definitely starting to feel a little bit more confident. Not extremely cocky, I still know my limits, but I'm getting a little bit more confidence with each battle I'm having. Getting a feel for metagame here and there. And definitely enjoying myself with having best of series with games. So, that's the series. Hope you guys enjoyed. Rate, comment, sub, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.